Good evening, friends. Today, in lecture number 5, we are going to talk about types of economic analysis. We have tried to understand what is economics so far. Now, what are the types of economic analysis? Analysis, here we mean to say by the methods in which we try to apply the economic principles to the economic activity. Economic principles: demand, supply, price. These are the three fundamental things that we come across the principles. Earlier we had talked about the principles also. Basically these three, all the 10 principles that we studied in the previous lecture, they revolve around these three broad concepts: demand, supply and price. So, how do you have different types of analysis which contribute to these three aspects of economic principles to the economic activity, that is production, distribution and consumption of goods and services? So broadly they are divided. Today we are going to study the two types of analysis. In all there are 8 types. We are going to study 2 one by one. Macroeconomics. What does macroeconomics means? Macro at a larger level, right? At a broader level, at a vast level. Now, if you see, economy has 2 components. One is national economy and one is individual or a firm's economy. In other words, people have incomes because they have employment. Employment is a part of macroeconomics and income is part of microeconomics. So whenever people have employment, people have incomes, they try to optimize the utility of the incomes that they have so that they can satisfy unlimited human wants. In a way, both are like microeconomics is part of macroeconomics. This contributes to that. Now how? It studies the behavior of the economy as a whole, broader level. How is India doing? How is US doing? How is China doing? How is India doing in comparison with Russia? How is India doing in comparison with Australia, with China, with Japan, for example? So this is what we call it as macroeconomics. Now why we are talking about in comparison with other countries is because of globalization. Now what has happened in globalization? In globalization, all the economies have been integrated into a one big global economy. Right? Say for example, if US is not doing well as an economy, it is going to have some repercussions, some effects on Indian economy also. Or if China starts dumping its goods into India, right, Indian economy is going to suffer. In other words, macroeconomics studies the behavior of the economy, a nation's economy as a whole, at a national level, at international level. Say for example, at national level if you are talking, are people spending? Are Indian citizens they are spending? Are they saving? What are they doing? If they are saving, that means people are not spending. If they are spending, means they are not saving, right? In simple terms, if people are saving, and that means they are keeping aside more money rather than spending. If they don't spend, the markets will not grow. People will not consume, right? The economic activity is going to suffer. Since all these 3 things, production, distribution, consumption, even if one of these is missing, what happens? Economy comes to a standstill. If only they are saving. On the contrary, if they are only spending and not saving, there might come a time when you see inflation, and inflation starts leading to recession. So, how do the economy performs as a whole, that is what we call it as macroeconomics. And what does it focus on? It focuses on aggregate demand, total supply, national income, employment, inflation. These terms we are going to study later on in our lectures. For now, this is what total demand, total supply, total demand of all the types of goods and services, total supply of all the types of goods and services, right? Remember, all the goods means either they are in need category, want category, or desire category. All the total demand of all these goods, need, wants, and desire based commodities. Right? Let me give example of need based: milk, bread, right? Salt, need based. Want, all the things that you talk about. I want this, I want that. Desires, owning a house, big house, owning a luxurious vehicle, going on a holiday. All these are desires. So, demands for all these types of products which fall under these three categories: needs, wants, and desires. It focuses on that. Macroeconomics focuses on that. These are what, say for example, if larger population is employed, means what? It should result in higher levels of per capita income. If per capita income is rising, per capita income is income earned by each and every individual, right? Total income divided by total number of population gives you per capita income. So if the per capita income is rising of general public, means people will spend, people will save, people will buy, people will demand, the economy starts moving, people will pay taxes, right? So this is an indication of macroeconomics. It focuses on primarily aggregate demand, aggregate supply, national income. What is national income? Total value of goods and services that are being produced by a country in a year, right? That is what we call it as national income. That we'll be studying later on as and when the time goes by. Inflation, very simply put, more money chasing few goods. Microeconomics, it deals with economy at a very smaller level. That's a broader level, that's a whole, this is in parts. How does an individual take decisions with his limited sources of income? How does a firm take decisions with its limited resources of capital? That is what is studied here in microeconomics. At a very individual level, at a very firm level, right? Organizational level. Deals with market for a particular product. How do people buy bread? Is included in the study of microeconomics, need-based product. How do people satisfy their wants with reference to a particular product? Say for example, I want shampoo. So how do they satisfy with their limited incomes? Desires. I desire to have this kind of vehicle. How do they satisfy? How, as an individual, I am going to satisfy my own demands? How, as a firm, I am going to meet the expectations of the people or the public? This is studied at firm level, at an individual level. Deals with scarce resource allocation to satisfy unlimited human wants. Microeconomics deals generally with what? Scarce resource allocation. Scarce resource, whatever resources are there, if you take any kind of resource except solar, all the resources are scarce, with allocation to satisfy unlimited human wants. Why? Allocation is mandatory here because human wants are unlimited. You cannot satisfy each and every human want. So you got to allocate the resources, and which are also scarce. Focuses on basic theories of demand and supply in individual markets. Now what do you mean by this? Basic theory of demand. If the price goes up, demand comes down. If the price goes up, supply goes up. Right? So what is the key feature here? The key feature here is price. So price mechanism gives an indicator whether the people should buy or companies should sell, right? So price mechanism. Say for example, if a price of a commodity is rising, that gives an indication to the company that it should supply more, right? On the contrary, if the price of that commodity is increasing, it gives an indication to the buyer that we as individuals, as consumers, whether we should go for that product or we should leave aside that product for some time, or we should buy that product and try to forego some other considerations, try to sacrifice some other wants. So this microeconomics gives rise to basic theories of demand and supply in individual markets, in each and every specific markets. Individual market means need-based products markets, want-based product markets, or desire-based product markets. And in that also there are segments. Like for example, desire-based markets, you might be talking about luxurious phones, luxurious watches, luxurious vehicles. Each and every segment of a product or a service, it reacts differently to what? To price mechanism, right? So this is what we are going to talk about in continuation of types of economic analysis. Thanks for now. Take care.